Hey guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. So today I was lucky enough to see the brand new Rogue One, a Star Wars story in the cinemas. It's come out here in the UK on the 15th of December. I believe it's out tomorrow in the States, and I thought I'd just let you know my thoughts. First off, this is a non-spoiler review, so there won't be anything spoilt by listening to this video, but we are going to be doing a spoiler review straight after this one, so stay tuned if you'd like to know some plot points, or if you've seen the film and you want to go over some plot points and hear what I thought about them. But if you're watching this video, you're safe, you're not going to get any spoilers. So overall, I thought Rogue One was a very good film. Also strangely left me feeling like I hadn't watched a Star Wars film, and I suppose maybe that's because it's a Star Wars story and not an official chapter. Personally, I enjoyed the second half of the film much more than the first, and was even moved by certain parts of it. So it was a really nice film. There was an effective use of Vietnam War imagery and exotic beach settings for battles. Even uniforms of the soldiers look sort of Vietnam era. And that's really fitting because the original Star Wars was inspired by Vietnam War. So this seems very fitting for this film. For me, the film struggles to introduce many characters. As a viewer, I felt I wasn't allowed time to kind of settle in with any of them initially. There's a lot of dashing from locale to locale in the first half of the film, and I felt like maybe the film wasn't going to slow down ever, but eventually it did, and the second half felt much more sort of a natural pace. There are a lot of nods in this film to the original trilogy, a lot of characters you will recognise. I'm not going to spoil anything. It became a bit self-congratulatory in its introductions of characters. And I don't know how this is going to kind of look in the future. When you go back and watch the film, it won't be so effective, these characters sort of strolling in. So it's got to be more about the story than the characters that are in it, if that makes sense. And I felt, even just watching it now, it was a bit self-congratulatory that they kind of like, look who this character is, da-da! And I don't know if that's going to hold up over time. Personally, I think elements from the original trilogy should have been alluded to, rather than shown so much. The Force Awakens seemed to handle this really well. And I think Rogue One handles it a little bit more cheesily. I mean, if you like cheese, then maybe you're going to enjoy this film a bit more, but there's definitely more cheese in this one than there was in The Force Awakens for me. It feels very much like a spin-off movie, therefore, but the second half defines much more of a canon story, and some fans might find this a bit too much to take, as it treads on the toes of our favourite episodes, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but you're going to have to see the film for yourself. So I really enjoyed the film. I know I've said, a lot of criticisms here, but I'm trying to skirt around the details as much as I can. And overall, it is a really fun movie. The second half is action-packed and full of really cool Star Wars set pieces that I know Star Wars fans are going to love. So don't let my small criticisms put you off seeing it. Definitely go and check the film out. And for a more spoiler-tastic review, going over the story and all the plot points, stay tuned for my spoilerific review. Overall, I give this film a 7 out of 10. So definitely worth a watch in the cinema. Okay guys, rate, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for the spoiler review.